My name is Soji Ogunnaike, and I'm the creator, executive producer for Check Out, the TV series.
My name is Ayodele Shoyombo. I'm the Chief Business Officer of POV Studios Rushing Tap, and I'm one of the executive producers of Check Out.
Check Out is a project that is very dear to me because the idea came at a time when, as an organization, which is Rushing Tap, we're trying to pivot into the content creation game, as it were. So it came right after we finished producing our first drama series, which was Plus 234 in 2015. I just wanted to create a show that two things. One was could be filmed in a controlled environment. So then we didn't even have, as Rushing Tap, we didn't even have the studio facility. I wanted a controlled environment because, looking at television history, American television history, the most lucrative shows were essentially studio-based shows. Thinking about Frasier, Friends, Seinfeld, they were all, produced or shot in the studio. So I wanted to create something similar. So that was shot in a controlled environment, one, and number two, could be highly lucrative in terms of as a brand association and sponsorship. I started thinking of what kind of locations would have the most brand presence, and obviously supermarket was the easiest answer that came to me.
We had been toying with, doing it by ourselves or partnering with an existing supermarket brand like ShopRite or one of the big ones, but it never just took shape the way we wanted it to take shape. So it had been in the back burner, and then early 2023 we revamped it again because it has always been an idea we felt could sell. And we approached Mnet with the idea, and they loved it, and that was how Checkouts began.
The idea is there, the studio is there, the equipment is there. Even if we're going to produce it, how are people going to see it? So, which is what brought which is what informed our decision to pitch to Africa Magic. Second thing was working with writers that understood the Africa Magic ecosystem, because the original idea, because I had written a pilot episode before, I worked with a writer that wasn't in the Africa Magic ecosystem. The pilot episode wasn't structured in a way that was appealing to the guys at Africa Magic. So we had to tweak the show, the style and the style of the show and the tone. So that's what led us to putting together a writing team led by Fatima Gimse. So all of the madness you see on Checkout is from the contributions of a different madness from all the different writers that worked on it.
When I saw the deck, it reminded me of some of my favorite shows, from Abbott Elementary to Kim's Convenience, Superstore. I really drew from those shows, and I also added the very relatable Nigerian element because it's a very everyday show of very everyday people doing fun and chaotic things. So yeah, those shows were my main inspiration.
A lot of the inspiration from writing this show comes from, my daily experiences, going to the supermarket and interacting with people. Especially there's a small supermarket right next to my house. I know it's not the size of the one we're exploring, but we had this interesting cashier at that supermarket. Funny guy, always trying to pitch himself, and then the owner would be there. So there were a lot of interesting dynamics. So those stories kind of fed into a lot of the things that I put when I was writing Checkouts.
I was excited when I read the original document and was invited to be part of the show, simply because I didn't think I had seen anything done in the Nigerian context like this, like it was going to be something new, and the challenge of it drew me, and I was very excited because I thought that, and I still think that we're being given an opportunity to put together something that is going to be really iconic and would be one of those shows that would be landmarks in the lives of people. Like, people will remember and feel a part of the show that we're doing right now. So I think it's a fantastic opportunity for us to create something beautiful.
When I first saw the initial deck for Checkout, I thought crazy, because immediately I could relate, because I've had so many crazy experiences at supermarkets, and I just thought, as Nigerians, it's something we're all going to relate with, and there's so much we can do. And yeah, I just thought it was insane.
The next thing that we're going to do was, okay, two things. How we're going to, create this set in the studio. And number two was, who are we going to cast for all these roles of these mad people that are going to be street staff? So the truth of the matter is, even at the point of creation, there were a few characters that I already had, table cast in my mind. One of which was, Tessie Brown, who plays Auntie Dodo. She's someone I've known for ages, and I'm like, she's someone I've always considered to be a very funny person. So I knew she was going to bring that character to life.
Attention, attention! One of our customers has given birth to a bouncing baby girl. We now have a treat baby.
Number two is Obiese Madigbona, who plays the character Chinedu. These are the characters we didn't audition for. We just table cast them.
What was that? Action.
For the other actors, for instance, the lead, Berry, we went through different auditions to come up with, that decision. And it actually proved to be a tough one. Working with Tosin, who is the producer of the show, the series producer, that was one of the things I mentioned to her. I said, look, we need to get someone that has experienced complications in relationships, someone that has experienced different levels of, relationships with either spouse or family members. Because these are the people that, have tested the complexities of relationships. That's how we're able to come up with the moment I saw her audition tape, I was like, yeah, this is someone that I think gets it. That's all I think we're able to pull it off.
My experience working on Checkout has been amazing, and I would say amazing because as a producer, each project that I've worked on is different, and for Checkout, it's amazing because there's so many learnings and so many takeaways, positive takeaways and experiences that have stretched me as a project manager. For me, this is like the first time that I'll be working on a show that the set, has like a huge scale. It was very, very important that, while we're speaking with John, giving him the brief, it was very, very important for us to create something that was true to life.
Coming to building that set, the Checkout set, it's one of the most daunting things we've done, even at Rushing Tap Studios. I mean, it's the same studios that we've hosted Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and other shows. But coming to build Checkout, because this is a set with many moving parts. Number one is building a real life-size supermarket in there. Number two is by creating a lot of fictitious products to begin the season. So what we did was working with the production designer John, and we got different templates of product design and product packaging, we had a graphic designer to recreate them using the fictitious names that we had created. So that was a very daunting task because it took a while.
When I saw the brief for the set, I just saw it as a challenge because every job I take, I want to challenge myself on every job I do. So when I saw it, I see it as a very good challenge, and immediately I saw it, I started thinking of how to achieve it. It's not like, okay, well, I wasn't afraid a bit because building the set and then dressing it from top to finish, and then you are not building at the base camp, meaning you are building off-site to come and install in the space of like a week. It's a whole lot of tasks, but thankfully we're able to pull through.
Checkout set was a bit unique because it's not just your normal set of, mainly wood, metal, and lights. You had to have, it's a supermarket, so there has to be goods, there have to be props for provisions, for ice cream, the restaurant side. So it's basically like building 5 sets in one, because if you just see the checkout side, there's a food section, there is a electronics section, there's the manager's office, there's the main aisles where you have all the food items, there's the grocery section. So basically we built about 4 or 5 sets in one, and kudos to the team that built it. It took a while, but we were able to bring everything together, the whole 5, 6 sets together to form one magnificent set.
I'm happy that I'm a technical person, so even as I was creating the show, I already had a pipeline that I designed in my head. For instance, Russian Tap Studios is big on the Blackmagic ecosystem, from the cameras to the mixers to switchers to the recorders. The first things we did was we did a test shoot where we recorded, after we had finished lighting the set, we recorded a few test footage, then created the lookup tables, the lots, with the look I already had in mind. I wanted something really bright, colorful, I didn't want anything that had any gritty look. I wanted something clean, modern, bright, and colorful. So we created the lot, installed on all the cameras, and I'm happy to say that that decision paid off, because we don't need to go into any intense grading sessions because the look is already baked into all the footage from all the cameras. And so we just did minor tweaks to the color corrections in post. So the online sessions were essentially almost eliminated, because the only thing we need to do after the offlines is, final mix and a little color correction, and then obviously the graphics. So that has saved us a lot of time in terms of post-production.
In 3, 2, 1, and action. Checkout is one of those unique shows we have around, especially in this part of the world. Is a studio-based show where a full supermarket set was built in. So most of our scenes were in studio. So it was really challenging and it was fun at the same time. We found our way around it, and and we created a very lovely, beautiful show for you guys to enjoy.
Hi, my name is Ebere Chukubere Nwizu. I play Margaret, the store manager. Margaret is a store manager. She just got this job, and on the first day of being a store manager, everything is chaotic. From the very first day she got the job till, I'm sure, the very last day, everything in the store, every event, every activity is chaotic in capital letter. And she's the one that tries to organize the chaos.
Hi, my name is Obi Madubuna, and I'm playing the character of Chinedu Okafo. Chinedu is a smart, well brought up, fascinating, and good-looking gentleman. And he's found himself in a circumstance where he has to, protect his authority when you know, this lady called Margaret comes in and thinks that she knows what's best for his store. See, somebody I can't stand in checkout, Jamil. Yeah, he is so annoying. You know, like I don't even know how he was even hired in this street supermarket because his IQ is so low, and I think he's a constant nuisance to customers, both staff, both everyone. So Jamil, watch your back.
My name is Merit Simon. I'm playing Ayomide. Ayomide is a beautiful girl, a go-getter, hardworking. Even though there's some things in her life that she's dealing with that people don't understand and misinterpret it for being a betrayer, hurting people. But you know, people do things and life goes on.
Son, are you the Chinese scandal? Are you the Chinese? When I join your department, I don't do your department. I don't do your Chinese successor.
When I saw Jamiu, I saw the script, I saw everything. I was excited because, you know, Jamiu is the cheerful guy, always, you know, everywhere, making everybody laugh, making everybody smile. So I was really excited about it, and I felt like it was going to be a challenging one to be a character that would want to make everybody laugh. So I just found it very challenging, and I was very excited. Personally, this is like my first time on a project like this, and I will tell you that having to be on set for this long, a couple of months, it's been really challenging for me. And also, I would say my character, maintaining the consistent humor over and over has been very, very challenging too.
The checkout set has been a very big learning curve for me. I've never been on a project that has run this long, so it has tested my patience, my understanding of acting and the film world, and like just pushing boundaries for myself. So it's like most projects are short. You don't really get to evaluate yourself over a long period. You do the project and you go. But here, as you go, you get to like say, oh, okay, I could do this, I could add this, I could bring this. This I didn't like, or this didn't really work for this character. Or it worked, can I make it better? So basically like improving your work every day as you come on the project, and then now seeing it air while we're still shooting, so you even get real-time feedback. And yeah, it's been a very big learning curve in general, and I'm grateful for the experience.
This is Elohosa, enigmatic, energetic, Elohosa. E. Stay tuned. Ciao.
Hey yo, watch out for Tommy, Gen Z.
Marry Gen Z.
What? I slay every time.
And if she overslays, she gets a slap on the face.
No, I don't.
Yes, because I'm a grandma.
All the characters in Checkout are so lovable. You know, the audience will pick, you know, that's the beauty of the show. The audience will pick who they love and follow the character journeys through the season. It's very difficult to crew up, especially when you are used to working with a certain level of crew members. I mean, coming from commercials, but African Magic projects are unique in the sense that they're long term. We're talking about shooting for 4 months straight. They're shooting Mondays to Saturdays. It's essentially a 9-to-5 job.
One of the blessings I had on this set was working with an amazing set of people who didn't just want to make film, but wanted to make an impactful project. And so everybody put their minds into it. They were dedicated, and they were quite easy to work with. It was smooth. Okay, so this unit has to move, this unit has to move. But I mean, overall, I mean, there was a lot of cooperation and there was a lot of understanding. And I mean, I think I look forward to working with each and every member of this crew again and again and again.
Amazing crew, I must say. These guys, I run them and they run with me. They come out early every morning to want to give their best every other day. My DOP, Iwa is an amazing guy. The crew are amazing crew. I love them. I'm looking forward to work with them again. Then the cast, like I said earlier, amazing cast. Some of them I've worked with before. Some of them I'm working with for the first time. But they are all amazing. They understand the assignment, and they are willing to learn. They are willing to listen and give it their all. So all in all, we have an amazing crew. The production team, They are always ready to want to solve the problem once there is a problem.
Getting to the set, which was like an empty set, which was we need to rig lights and also to enhance the ambience. So what we did firstly is to have ambience light around the set in order to illuminate the set, to give us that ambience for a supermarket, to be precise. So then we go on to have our main basic lighting in order to enhance the characters. We have like, I think we have like almost 35 lights rigged up. Then we have like extra 5 lights for moving around in order to lit the character. I think basically everything is almost 40 lights.
This is the first time I'm working with a whole lot of crew members that are on the project, but I can say for sure that I have built a whole lot of new family, because some of them could relate with how tedious the work is, but the end gain of the work. So I've made a whole lot of new family, and this is also the first time I'm working with Russian Tap Studios. First time working with the EP. I'm actually glad I'm doing this with them.
So far so good. It's been interesting. We've been having interesting time on set. Miking about 6 or 7 people at a go. Shooting a lot of scenes a day, monitoring audio and audio levels and all that. It's been an interesting time on checkout.
When I first saw the script, I was excited that I was even called to be a part of this. I saw that it was exciting, and I could not wait to, bring those looks, to create those looks for each characters.
Running a 120 episode show is already challenging for any producer, because at some point it's no longer, oh, I love the story, oh, I love the job that I do. It's also how to manage people and manage people well, and working in one environment. Understand that adults do not really like staying in one particular spot. But working on a studio show means you have to be, if your management skill is like 50%, it has to be 150%. So it has been very tough doing that, and remaining empathetic and considerate with your team. It's something that doesn't come easy for producers, but I think this project, I had to exercise all of that. So I think that's been the challenging part, ignoring a lot of yourself and offering yourself to the people that you serve, that's the people that you also lead. So that has been quite challenging, but also interesting. It's many virtues that you didn't know you have. So yes.
Working with this amazing team has been such a wonderful journey. I have learned a lot in the process, working with Russian Tap and POV Studios and all of the people that I get to work with every day. The joy of every producer is watching what you created, like watching what you've made, because when we joined, it was just words on paper, and now it's a show that is airing on African Magic, and it's a wonderful feeling, and I'm so grateful for that.
Checkout is a 120 episodic TV series. So basically, that's just having to edit such long form content. It just requires a lot of stamina on our end in post-production. We have to get our workflows right. We have to be on point on everything that we have to do. So yeah, it's really been a very interesting journey, and also a learning curve, because we learn every day, and that's how I see every project I work on. I make sure that I learn new things. So it's been awesome working on this project. Yeah, it's been an enjoyable ride.
I want to share something funny that happened. The plan was I will direct the first couple of episodes to set the tone of the show, and I'm one that I like to disrupt things that are kind of perceived to be normal. So one of the ways I wanted to disrupt was the style I wanted to use for the show was, majorly about 80%, shoulder mounted cameras. So which was going to give it a lot of dynamic shoulder mount movement. If you're familiar with other shows like The Office, you understand what I mean. So a lot of, slightly shaky shots and all. So when I sent the first rough assemble to channel, they essentially freaked out. What is this? Because it was too far off from the way African Magic does their shows. So it just seemed like it was so jarring to the guys at channel, and they freaked out essentially. So we had to comport ourselves, and I had to calm down with my creative juices, and align with the way things were or things are done in the African Magic ecosystem. So that was a learning process for me.
Roll 2915, episode 110, scene 3, final. Check one.
Mark.
Silence,
First of all, it's been an eye-opening and a pleasure working with the Mnet DSTV Africa Magic crew and team, and it's an experience that can only make us better in what we are doing. I would like to thank the cast and crew of Checkout. They've been amazing, and I know sometimes Soji and I can be difficult to work with, especially me, because I look at things more from the financial angle than anything else. So working 14, 15 hours a day, it's not easy, and I've never come downstairs or entered the studio before and seen anybody that looked like, I don't feel like working today. They've always been on it. I would like to thank my own team in-house too. That's the POV Rushing Tap Studio team, who have also been helpful in making sure the studio is up and running every day. I'd like to thank the producers, the logistics people, everybody contributed. Soji, well done. I would like to thank myself finally. Thank you, Ayo.
The main goal was very simple. Create an engaging show that will make a heck of amount of money for whoever it is that is going to sponsor or is going to partner on the show. It was very simple. Before it started airing, I had multiple sponsors already on board. Those developments, just made me a very glad creator, very glad EP. Yes, the vision of the show is coming to fruition.
It's...